Hop into Wolves in the Woods for Catti-brie. Save a formation here either? Wow. Wow. Loading. I don't want to have to build this every time. I need to load this and save it. Load it and save it. Catti-brie's formation should be easy to understand. It's an arrowhead, folks. If you didn't know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. Yeah, doesn't matter. We're not really. Hold on. I'm going to park this. We're going to keep trying to hopefully tag some people there. Now this is 250 areas, so we're gonna at some point we're actually gonna have to push. We can't rely solely on click damage. I'm just gonna put everybody in that's gold find. We can try to click as far as possible on this one. Everybody who could help generate gold find, and that's basically lots of rogues and drow for Jarlaxle. Necessarily need to level them up. Just because. Where's he? Where's he in? Let's put this into a somewhat acceptable state. No? Yeah, maybe. Really? Okay, we're gonna go back here. Here, here. We're moving all of this back. And all this back a little bit. This just doesn't. This just isn't gonna work the way I want it to. It'll be fine. I basically want to buff Dritz and Hitch as my DPS, but it's just not really gonna. This formation layout doesn't let me do that equally. So I'll focus a little more on Dritz because he's the actual DPS. Hitch is just the super secret DPS. Hitch is just the super secret DPS. Sure. What do we have? Bang. Save. Okay, 250 areas. Yeah, 15. Okay, we got a 15-minute speed potion. I can open these spurt chests now. There's my epic, and it's on Pack Tactics. Fantastic. That's cool. Would have been better on Centipede Net, but it's not. It doesn't suck on Pack Tactics. He still needs one more, so I should have gone to do one of his. We'll go do one of his next. We just want to get him into full blues. Catti-brie's already into full blues with an epic. Just trying to get, prioritize the people who actually need the good gear. All right. You know what's a halfling? They're a halfling. They're just short. They're not half of something. They're not half of something. That's like a half elf or a half orc or something. Like halflings are just short humanoids. Like they're half the size of. I think that's where it came from. It's just half the size of everybody else. I don't know. It's not a whole ling. It's a half of one. They actually changed anything about Hitch to make him not a DPS anymore. They took away the DPS tag, and they reworked his upgrades and stuff. The irony was he still had the damage after the rework. His upgrades still give him just enough damage to be there. He just doesn't have that DPS tag to be able to get focused in certain ways by things that buff a DPS champion. But you could just buff him and use him as a super secret DPS if you have to. But they did change all of his upgrades. It still worked out really well for him. If they'd left the DPS tag, he would have still been a strong DPS. Isn't that a dwarf? No, no, dwarves are like 4.5 feet tall. Humans aren't. Average humans are like 5.5 to 6. So halflings are like around 3 feet tall. Yeah, legally distinct hobbits. Dwarves are the muscle mass of a 6 foot tall human in a 4.5 foot body. If you want to know what a dwarf is, there you go. A strong 6 foot human being in a 4.5 foot body. No, no, no. We're not. No. That would imply like some lack of evolutionary development, and that's no. So really jacked in a really short frame, yeah. So it's all condensed. Well, the word you talked about that I just said is about implying a lack of evolutionary development. That's not a yeah. Generally, it's not a good way to comment about a race of people, right? Jack's well, functional strength, not bodybuilding strength. There's a difference. Dwarves are functionally strong. They're not bodybuilders. They're not trying to be like, I'm ripped. Look at me. I can flex all this in this strongman like in this bodybuilding thing. Like no one cares. We're talking about the difference. Like what's the difference between like a halfling and a dwarf? People are like, isn't just a half size human dwarf? No. Like halflings are like 2.5 to 3 feet tall, is my understanding. Dwarves are 4.5 range, but basically, whereas a halfling is almost a shrunk down human being, a dwarf is take a 6 foot tall strong person, regardless of gender, and shrink that muscle mass down into 4.5 feet. Down into 4.5 feet. Dwarf Wolfgar looks pretty ripped because Dwarf Wolfgar is still a barbarian, and barbarians are pretty ripped. Like yeah. Generally speaking, barbarians are pretty ripped. But even a barbarian wouldn't go to like bodybuilding. Like anyone drawing a barbarian like a bodybuilder, you would have to realize, oh, that poor person, they're nutritionally starved. They're all their any nutrition they take in just goes to that, and they actually don't eat enough because the Wolfgar living in the frozen north would would want to eat enough to be functionally strong and super strong and pretty jacked, swinging that hammer around. Um, but also have a solid layer of fat to keep them warm in the winter, in that cold temperature, along with the clothes. Like you still want that, right? So anyone who draws Wolfgar as like veins popping and like six packs or something, like that's their headcanon fantasy, but you know, he would still have solid layers of fat. Just keep it no. Or you just keep you from feeling damage. But he'll freeze to death. Then lurking rider, wow. Just insults in chat. Wow. Could there be large dwarves? Absolutely. I mean, look, the Forgotten Realms like the canonically doesn't they don't there are like certain races of people that they talk about commingling and stuff, and others that they don't, and but that's all racist bullshit. Like in reality, everybody is pretty much would be able to blend. So you could get a tall dwarf, and you could get a short human, like a dwarf human, half dwarf, half human would would be shorter than a human and taller than a dwarf and would have combinations like traits of both, right? In my homebrew, everybody can you know mix and match and blend and whatever. So it's more your lineage than anything else. Medium at large. Wow. Oh, you know what I should be doing is I should be using Starion. Who comes out for a Starion now? Gale. Gale. And if we just want gold find, then this is what we want. And this is what we need. Alright. I want to get this click damage as high as possible. Oh, look at that. 207. And we only got to get to 250. We might be able to click all the way through this. That would make me super happy. That made me super happy. Ooh. We got no answer, and we don't have another Dev Insights for 2 weeks, so I don't know what to tell you. Okay, hold on. I gotta write another paragraph. I gotta write like 2 more paragraphs here. Ooh, okay. Okay, we got another. We got another one. We got another. That was a doozy. All right, where are we at? 125. Awesome. Are we 221 on click damage? And get a bunch more gold out here. At least from those. All right. Unlock your fourth motor core. Forgot how much of a slog it is leveling them up. Yeah, getting to 3. I mean, we're working on that now, folks. Where are we at? 1270. Nice. Nice. Yeah, slow and steady. Can I call the devs up on the GAR phone? No. Yeah. I mean, I could probably ping somebody, but. I mean, I'd be pinging the same. I could ping Sean or Mars, and I think most people can ask Sean or Mars on their shows and just try to see if they can get an answer back. Mm-hmm. 23. Yes. How many Brave jumps we got left? None. How is Dungeon Master best used? Usually left on the bench, and then when you have a really restrictive variant, you dial them up and you level them to 100, and you're like, and on the way there, you're like, Dungeon Master, who would you call for help here if you could call someone? If you could phone a friend, and when you get to 100, they tell you. And then you decide, well, is that going to actually help me or not? And if it does, then you leave Dungeon Master in, and then you bring that other friend in. And if it doesn't, then you just put Dungeon Master back on the bench and you find somebody else. Also, in variants like Caddy Alone and Beastingers Unleashed, you can bring Dungeon Master in to pull in just another warm body to try to give you damage to progress. Usually, it's best when you can find a tank. You can DM fish for a tank, which basically means you start the variant, level Dungeon Master up to 100, see who they bring in. If it's not someone you want, you restart the variant. You do it again over and over and over. Oh yeah, if a Dungeon Master can pull the Dark Urge, sure. If well, oh that does no, that shouldn't. If you've gotten the Dark Urge from Dungeon Master, I would submit a ticket because the Dungeon Master's supposed to target is only supposed to pull in someone who isn't eligible and will prioritize slots where no one is eligible. And the Dark Urge should be eligible for everything. So I bet what's happening on the back end is that the Dungeon Master is seeing that the Dark Urge shouldn't be allowed in and isn't taking into account the Dark Urge is passive. And so they need to go in and fix that manually. So definitely submit a ticket for that if you run into that. Like the next time they pulls the Dark Urge. Yeah, submit that. But yeah, currently the Dungeon Master is basically best used as a break glass in case of emergency champion. And hope that whatever's in the glass case is useful. Whatever's in there is useful. Closing paragraph. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think that's sure. That's what we're going with, folks. Hold on. Give me a second. Now I got it. Well, we'll see what happens. Mm. Let me check on the newsletter. I don't see my newsletter yet. All right, well, never mind. I just went over to the thing to grab the email address to send that off to, and they're like, "We've already closed this thing," and it was. They were like, "You can apply by Friday, April 12th through Friday, April 12th." It's Friday, April 12th, folks. But they cut it off at some time that they didn't have posted on the website. So never mind. I stressed myself out. Well, maybe too late, but that's whatever. Whatever. It looks like we should be able to. Well, I don't know. Our gold gain is slowed down a little bit. We're going to get close to 250 just by clicking. This one? Oh wow! So you used Dungeon Master and Gahumon. Yeah, I mean, you can get lucky. I've tried to fish like when Dungeon Master first came out. I tried Dungeon Master fishing. That's kind of what we call it. Dungeon Master fishing, Voronika fishing. When you're just trying to get it to spit out get a specific champion in these scenarios. Um, and man, I think I reset something. I was trying to get Avrin. I think I reset for a hard variant that I knew Avrin would blow the doors off of. I'm gonna say I reset like somewhere between 30 and 50 times, and I was like, "This is not fun. I don't like this at all." So I just stopped doing it. Yeah, once the Saturday morning squad is in, he'll have a team. Dungeon Master will have a team of young ones that actually makes sense. Um, but yeah, he was a neat champion to have as our 100th champion in the game, the official 100th champion. It's just he really needs the group to fit in. Well, to actually use him like regularly, he needs a good group to fit into, and there just never has been one. He got a new feat recently though that it like extends the age, right? Um, of people that he'll work well with, didn't he? By 5 years, yeah. So I mean that's better than nothing. Um, yeah, Zerg, they hot fixed it yesterday, so even if you didn't like try to patch it, it changed it. Changed it. Oh, I think maybe that email went through. Hope it did. Hopefully they care. Oh, another. What? Why is that so slow? Oh, we restarted the game again. Electron, give me something good. I said, boy, I said, give me something good. You did not. You did not. A level inspiring. Great. Let's go. 6554 gems, so 65% of the way to our gem goal. About to have an ad break, folks. Just heads up. Almost to the point where we can get another champion pack, chest pack from the shop. Good. Oh, I'll figure out our timing here. Um, yeah, so Wednesday we'll pick up our 29th champion. 3 time gate pieces. Take us down to 3. But Monday, we should be able to buy a Mert. We'll need to do a variant for currency for Mert. We'd be able to buy one, and we'd get a drop for 2 around that same time. So we'd be back up to 6 and could time gate for our 30th champion. Basically, somewhere in, so next week at some point we could technically try to, we would be at the point where we would have the champions to qualify for to unlock Vajra, but we won't have done 15 adventures in Waterdeep. The challenge here is it would involve, oh man, going into Waterdeep would involve multiple deep pushes, which now those take like an entire day because we can go so deep. Giggity. I don't remember off the top of my head. Let me go look up. How many adventures are in? water deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so we just have to get 15 deep. Water deep. So that's not even all the way through the storyline. That's not bad. We could stop along the way. Could do some like low level variants if we got enough favor to just click right through them. Otherwise, the highest area goal we'd have to complete would be 225. That's not bad. It's not bad. The question is, what are the good places? Well, it doesn't even matter anymore. I'm like, what are the good places to push deep? But I don't have to worry about favorite foe anymore because we'd be using Catti-brie. We have a more reliable, consistent boost than relying on Minsk's favorite enemies. So I just want to look for places that don't have armored stuff. So right away, the start of Waterdeep, the first one works. As does the second one. We can do like back-to-back favor pushes. Just since we're doing those anyway. Well, yeah, you kind of have to a certain degree. Maybe you do one in a mysterious summons and then you go until you get, then you just knock out the low completion area stuff. So where would be a higher? And then you could look at it again, maybe around attack on the manor or so. Well, it looks like no armor. And I'm not seeing a lot of armor in here in general, which is good. And hit based, I don't care about that. Get armor around hopelessly lost, I think. Okay. Up until then, it's not bad. And the first variant off of these are only like 100. So they're pretty straightforward. But the first two are 100, so we could always grab a couple easy ones, runs to 100 there. Some are 125. Yeah, if we get enough favor, we can just click through some of these. All right. I don't feel like it would be horrible to take a detour to Waterdeep. It is interesting. Normally I wouldn't. It does feel a little odd that we're at. It's events 2.0, really. We're getting so many more champions in an event. We went from 3 in an event to 5. We're getting to Vajra faster. So you either sit and have 30 champions unlocked, or you bail out a tomb and you come get 15 of these done just so that you can get this done, because the 2,500 gems is easy to get now, as is the silver chests. I only need 40 for Strawn. Yeah, so it feels like earlier than ever now. I should make that note because that definitely changes the flow of the early game a bit. You have to change around the milestones, right? This would be a pretty big adjustment to, I think, the new player reference once we get this information. I kind of don't want to do it piecemeal. I know it would help players out right now, but it would then be disjointed because I wouldn't know exactly where to go after that. I don't know that that's a great experience. Oh, we're already up in the 200s. Hey, I'm loving it. Hey, Kyrian. Just rocking out some tier 2 stuff. And the question is, though, so I know that we have to do that. The question is, do we pause our event progress? I don't know that it's because, I mean, we'll still have a week after Wednesday to be able to continue doing event stuff. Or wait, I don't know if I'm hyper. I don't know if I'm like so worried that I'm like, oh, we got to do this like exactly in the right timing. I don't know that that matters so much. I don't know that that matters so much. This stream is sponsored by McDonald's that have breakfast available all day long. Oh, none of them? Well, and I guess we're not sponsored by McDonald's. And I guess we're not sponsored by them. Ah, the only kind of McDonald's I have time for. Give me my sausage McGriddle and 2 hash browns whenever I happen to wake up, please. Please and thank you. If you didn't know yet, make sure you hit up the official Discord. They're doing the April giveaway. You enter in the giveaways channel at the top of the Discord. Why is it that I only want McDonald's breakfast after 11 a.m.? Exactly. Exactly. You really need to level up over here. How are we doing on... Oh, you know what we should be tracking over here? I don't care about this stuff anymore. Show me the money. Show me Penelope's achievement. Wait, can I flag it from in here? I can't. Awesome. Awesome. Good job, CNE. Put the tracker in here. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we want. What do we want? Toggles. When do we want them? 3 years ago. Wait, no. Slow and steady progress. Just use Penelope a lot. Would have been we could have stacked this up a lot better if I had been just when we were trying to build Carlock's Bud, if I'd just been spamming her ultimate. And yeah, it would have been better, but it's okay. It's okay. Take what we can get. Yeah, I'm not usually like a breakfast for dinner kind of person. We've talked about this before, but there are times when I would 100% destroy like just give me like 2 sausage and McGriddles, not with the bacon, not with the egg, just the sausage and the pancake, and like 4. This is like my double order basically. 4 hash browns with some ketchup, and I would just destroy that for dinner. Can't get it. Can't get it. Just like I would patronize Taco Bell to this day if they still had a double decker taco, because I think that was for me probably one of it's like there are certain fast food items that are like they're not regular food. It's not regular food. Taco Bell isn't Mexican food. It's fast food, and that's okay. There are certain items that get created by fast food companies that I think are just fantastic entries just into the world of neat food. And I think double decker taco is probably the first time I realized, oh, fast food can actually create things that are fantastic. Loved the double decker taco. Tortilla, refried beans, put the taco shell in, squeeze it, fill it with all your taco stuff. Mmm. And the tortilla was big enough that it came up over the top of the tacos, so you could basically close it, and it kept everything from falling out. And nowadays they do like a cheesy gordita one, like they do with nacho cheese. I'm like, no, I want my refried beans. Give me, and it's shorter, and I know that's not it. It's not it. And then another one is the sausage McGriddle. Look, there are places there are companies that have copied it now, and it's yeah, I like it. I'm not saying they were the first to do it. It's just that was where I was introduced to. There are like instead of a corn dog, you can get basically a sausage McGriddle. It's a sausage on the stick wrapped in pancake batter. I haven't tried those, but I'd probably like them. I probably should. 10 to 6, and I'm making bacon and scrambled eggs for dinner. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes we do that. I just bake like a scrambled egg. Like for me, it's scrambled eggs and maybe ham and some biscuits, and I don't do bacon. Uh, I don't know. That doesn't grab me a whole lot. Every now and then it's fine because generally I don't eat breakfast, so it's nice to have food that I enjoy just later. Surprisingly good. Are we talking about the pancake sausage pancake effectively corn dogs? Is that what we're talking about, Amble? Hope that's what we're talking. Yes. Okay. I will. That's going on the shopping list. That's going on the shopping list because I do love me. Everybody knows I do love me a corn dog. Do love me a corn dog. So all right, we are over 255, so we can click all the way through 250s. This is good to know. Anything above a 250, we actually have to work at a little bit. But my hangover food was a sausage and muffin with barbecue sauce. Really? I mean, I think the last time I really had a hangover was in college, and back then it was just uh, double double, double double fries and a chocolate shake. And it was fine. And double doubles aren't even that greasy, but usually you want like a greasy burger, but double doubles aren't even greasy. But for whatever reason, that was enough, and I was good. So Razor Crane is joined the chat, folks. Long time viewer, first time chatter. Double double in Canada is different. Coffee with 2 cream, 2 sugar. Double double from well, I used to go to In and Out. It's a In and Out reference. I don't go there anymore. The food didn't change. The way they treat their employees did, and so I'm like, there are so many options for places to eat and go shopping and whatever. Like when I find out companies are treating their employees like crap, I'm like, well, I'm just not going to you anymore. There's so many other places I can go. Well, for the most part, the one that just is very difficult. The one that's very difficult to move away is Amazon. It's just very hard to find stuff because Amazon exists. It's very hard to find stuff to order online and actually get, and that isn't off Amazon. It is. It is. the opposite of encouraging competition in your shopping environment. That's why when I got the mic, when I was ordering the mic, I was like, I was looking at Amazon. And I was like, no, let me go see if I can just get it off the website for the same price, and I did. I just bought it straight from Elgato. Took a little bit longer, but made me happier. Made me happier. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Oh, they know you. Yeah, exactly. Uh, it still amazes me that Cheers spinoff it did as well as it did. Like from arguably a couple of the most like annoying characters from the Cheers series, and yeah, nailed it. B672. I Yeah, exactly, Cal. Yeah, I go to basically every other chicken place. Yeah, I'll go to any other chicken place, and I used to rave about not only the food there but the service, and now I'm just like, man, it ain't worth it. Ain't worth it. I will say the chicken sandwich I've been enjoying lately is from Whataburger. I don't. We've had this conversation before. I know it annoys some people. I don't like the burgers from Whataburger, but I actually enjoy their Whata chicken sandwich. So, oh, man, now I want one. Oh no, what are we doing for dinner tonight? Oh no. So glad you know Whataburger. I live in Oklahoma. They're here. They've been here all my life. When I lived here when I was a kid and now, right? I just never. They were never. I don't know. Like the burger, I just for whatever I tried them when I came back here, and I'm just like, man, I was trying to find something to replace In and Out, and I've never found a good In and Out replacement. And yes, there's Whataburger here. There's Five Guys. There was a Steak Shack. I don't know that there is anymore. I actually have to look. I don't remember trying out a Steak Shack. Steak and Shake. No, there's a Steak Shack and there's Steak and Shake. There's both. But let's see if is there a Steak and Shake around here? I think Steak Shack was the knockoff. Oh, there is. Oh, but it's like, yeah, it's a ways away. This is not close to me. Uh, well, where there's me. Oh, oh, yeah, that's not even remotely close to me. Yeah. I don't know that it's worth driving there to find out. I don't know that it's worth driving there to find out if that's my burger place. One I used to love was Carl's Jr. Their $5 burger, which at the time was $5, and now is probably 9 or 10. They've probably had to change the name because it's no longer a $5 burger. That used to be pretty good. But we only have like one of those around here, and their service is not great. Houston, yeah, yeah. So I think most Whataburgers are like the highest concentration is Texas or something. There's some up here though. Here we go. Boom, boom. Too fitting. Too fitting.